Hi, it's Lassie, and we are getting into Genesis chapter 2. This one is only 25 verses long, so it's a little bit shorter than the first one. So, let's get started. Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed, and by the seventh day God had completed his work that he had been doing, and he began to rest on the seventh day from all his work that he had been doing. And God went on to bless the seventh day, and to declare it sacred, for on it God had been resting from all the work he had created, all that he had purposed to make. This is a history of the heavens and the earth, in the time that they were created, in the day of Jehovah God that made the earth and the heaven. No bush of the field was yet on the earth, and no vegetation of the field had been sprouting, because Jehovah God had not made it rain on the earth, and there was no man to cultivate the ground. But a mist would go up from the earth and water the entire surface of the ground. And Jehovah God went on to form man out of dust, and from ground, and to blow into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living person. Further, Jehovah God planted a garden in Eden toward the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Thus Jehovah God made to grow out of the ground every tree that was pleasing to look at, and every good for food, also the tree of life, in the middle of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and bad. Now there was a river flowing out of Eden to water the garden. From there it divided into 4 rivers. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one encircling the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of the land is good. Bdellium, gum, and onyx stone are also there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one encircling the entire land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel, and is the one going to the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. Jehovah God took man and settled him in the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and to take care of it. Jehovah God also gave this command to the man: from every tree of the garden you may eat to satisfaction, but as for the tree of knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it, for in the day that you eat from it you will certainly die. Then Jehovah God said, "It is not good for man to continue alone. I am going to make a help for him, as a complement for him." Now Jehovah God had been forming from the ground every wild animal of the field, and every flying creature of the heavens, and he began bringing them to the man to see what he would call each one. And whatever the man would call each living creature, that became its name. So the man named all the domestic animals, and the flying creatures of the heaven, and every wild animal of the field. But for man there was no helper, as a complement of him. So Jehovah God caused man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of his ribs, and then closed up the flesh over its place. And Jehovah God built the rib that he had taken from the man into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And the man said, "This is at last bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one will be called woman, because from man she was taken. That is why a man will leave his father and his mother, and he will stick to his wife, and they will become one flesh. And both of them continued to be naked, the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed." So that was Genesis chapter 2. I am not going to do any more for right now, but next week 3 and hopefully 4. I'm really enjoying the reading. I used to be really afraid of reading out loud because I have an accent, but this is fun, and I hope you're enjoying it. Please like and subscribe or leave a comment. I will see you next time.